channel. So for today's video, I want to talk to you guys about one of my favorite things, eyebrows. We all know a good brow can make or break your makeup look. And sometimes, honestly, that's all you need. You don't have to put anything else on, just do your brows and you're good to go. So the other day I was shopping at Ulta and I noticed they had this guy. So this is the NYX Tame and Frame Tinted Brow Pomade. As someone that religiously uses the Anastasia of Beverly Hills Dip Brow, I wanted to pick it up and see if it was comparable for one main reason, and that's because the NYX Tame and Frame was only $6.99 and the Anastasia is $18. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about both of these products and then show you how I applied each of them. So one eyebrow was done with the NYX and one eyebrow was done with the Dip Brow. I want you guys to try to guess for the time being which one was done with each. So I'll give you guys a quick close-up. So this is brow number one. Sorry, don't mind that little like swelling right there. I just scratched myself. This is brow number one. And then this is brow number two. Alright, so starting with the NYX Tame and Frame, this is only $6.99 like I said, and I picked it up at Ulta. I took a look, they had 5 shades. The only one that seemed like it would really match for me was the Espresso. When I first got the Tame and Frame and brought it home, I wanted to compare it to my Dip Brow immediately. So I went ahead and grabbed it, and one thing I kind of noticed was, in my opinion, the NYX definitely looked a little bit ashier than my Dip Brow, which kind of scared me. It looked kind of gray. So I was a little bit concerned about that, just because I didn't want gray on my eyebrows. So after looking at the color of it, I went ahead and I dipped my brush in it, and the first thing you feel is that it is extremely creamy. I definitely felt like it was very easy to apply. When I did put the color on my brow, to me it didn't look gray at all. So then going in and talking a little bit about the Anastasia Dip Brow. So this is something that I have personally used for a very long time. My Dip Brow I've had for a few months. I don't know how long. And like I said, these guys are $18 and they actually have 14 different shades. So it's a lot easier to find the shade that works best for you. I personally use the shade Dark Brown. And like I said, I've definitely had mine for a few months, so mine is pretty dried up looking, but the Dip Brow still applies very creamy as well, and the color payoff is great. Honestly, there's not a lot for me to talk about when it comes to these two, so what I'm going to do is just show you me putting on each product. Definitely know that they are not perfect. I am not a brow expert, but I think my brows look pretty good. I know up close they're probably not the greatest. It's not the point of this. We're just trying to figure out what product is going to be the best for our brows. Alright, so for my left brow, which is your right, I'm going to use the NYX Tame and Frame. I'm going to go ahead and just dab my Anastasia Beverly Hills A23 brush in there. And then all I do is just kind of carve out the brow. So I make a line on the bottom and a line over the top. So one for the front of it and another one for the tail. So I make a total of 4 lines, and then I just go ahead and fill it in using kind of upward strokes. And then for the tail, I'll brush downward and use a spoolie to kind of blend the hair and the product together. I need your love, I need your time when everything. Alright, moving on to the other brow. I'm going to go ahead and just brush the hairs in place and use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow. And I'm going to go ahead and just do the same thing. There's my bottom line and there's my top line. And then I'm going to go ahead and draw in my tails. And using those same upward strokes, I'm going to go ahead and fill in between the lines. Also, I didn't notice that my lash was falling off, so don't judge me. And then here we go. So the brow you're looking at on the left was the Anastasia Dip Brow, and then the brow on the right is the NYX Tame and Frame. So after comparing both of them, using them side by side, I definitely still prefer the Anastasia dip brow, just because I did feel like the brow that I did with the dip brow came out looking a little bit better. Definitely looks kind of more structured, which is what I like, and it's definitely a lot darker, which appeals to me more. I definitely really like the NYX Tame and Frame. For $7, you really can't beat it. It's a great dupe for the dip brow. The brow that I did with the NYX Tame and Frame definitely looks more natural to me, but it's not as dark, so I feel like I'd have to work a lot harder to get the color that I want. And I definitely feel like it was a lot harder for me to mess up that brow, but I am gonna keep using the Tame and Frame and see if maybe over time it hardens and it's not as creamy, so it's not as easy to mess up. Any updates I do will probably be on all my social media accounts, so definitely make sure you're following me. I'm gonna have my Snapchat, my Instagram, and my Twitter all listed in the description box down below. Guys, make sure you don't forget to comment which brow you thought was which. No cheating, don't lie, I'll know if you're lying, and tell me which product you guys thought you'd like best. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure you give it a thumbs up, and if you're not already, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'll upload new videos every Sunday for you. And as always, I'll see you guys next week. Bye! I take a deep breath every time I pass your door. I know you're there, but